to go charging through this place. There ain't no ghost if it gets Sophie. Confident walk. There we go. This is our room. It's 112. Okay. Wow. She just flung the door open. She's like, I'm ready. Okay. Okay. Oh, yay. We're sleeping together. I like that.
Yeah, I got a king bed. Okay.
Port side?
I'm not feeling great about the ginormous mirror facing us as we sleep because that's like that's no bueno with like allowing spirits to be facing.
Well, let's bless it then. We'll bless it.
Or
that's our view.
You want to cover it.
So we are here in the room. Sophie's a little freaked out that there's more mirrors in here than we thought there was gonna be. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of freaky. And we scoped out the place. We did a little spell to sort of bless the place and put good juju in the air so that we don't carry anything back and we don't invite anything we don't want to invite and talk to. But also putting the attention that if something does want to talk to us, that we are open and that we are nice and we are patient and we are kind and we want to just communicate and get the messages that we want to. So I'm going to show you the room a little bit. This is the big mirror. It's like literally right across from the bed. And Sophie's a little freaked out about this fact, which
it
is. I agree. I think it's
what I've been always told, that spirits can go through like mirrors, and so like it's definitely not good to have a mirror facing you as you sleep, or just like at all. So
I mean, there's like two big ones right by the bed. Yeah. And so we're just kind of settling in. We did the little spell over here and we're going to set up an experiment in here, but we're also going to try to find out if there's another spot we can do a investigation in. So that is TBD right now. And before we do anything, we're going to go out and we're going to find the restaurant and we're going to eat because we are hungry and we need to nourish our bodies. I'm so excited.
Cheers. Cheers. Eating a croissant.
Turkey sandwich. Okay, what was your first impressions? First impressions off the bat of when we walked into our room, into everything.
I feel like I was definitely like, I think trying to prepare myself for like something scary, like something to feel maybe like uneasy or something, but I didn't feel that way. I think if anything, it just feels like there's like a life that has been lived on this ship, and that's like very accurate, you know. There's like such a long history here, and it doesn't feel like, I don't know, like worrying or like concerning or anything. Yeah,
there's no dark feelings I'm getting right now. I literally am just getting this like overwhelming sense of like nostalgia.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think maybe things that they possibly have added to the tour. I think we watched a lot of videos of like people going on tours or touring themselves. I want to see what they've updated, because like, I mean, like you said, it's like renovated and they've been updating stuff, so it's possible they've updated the content on the tours.
Yeah.
I mean, you said that you felt like this like overwhelming nostalgia, and it's like maybe that's what they're going for. Like they're trying to make it more family friendly. They're trying to get more people here, so it's like they are updating even the feeling that people get on the ship. You know?
I think what's weird is like it is a little emptier than a regular hotel, but it's more full than we expected.
Yeah.
So those are two like influencing factors of like people being on the ship that I didn't expect or didn't know, but like now I know, and I'm like excited to see what happens, especially on our tour. I'm excited to ask questions. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about, is to ask the tour guide questions and see what they say, especially if what the lady said was that they've been doing tours since before the pandemic, so this person is really well versed in the Queen Mary tours. Mm-hmm. So I'm very curious to ask the questions I have on the tour, which we are going on like next after we eat. So we just met with Captain James on the ship, and he told us a story, and it wasn't about the Queen Mary, which I thought was kind of interesting. It was just his own personal experience with like what he believes. And I think the weird part that me and Soph both agree is that he also told us that he doesn't normally tell people ghost stories or like what he believes, like his personal stuff. So he was very open and he was very sweet about what he was telling us, but what he told us is that he used to live in a haunted house and he experienced activity in that house, and gave us like a, not like a warning, but like you should be careful, like a caution of like, if what, I don't know what you believe, but you should understand that there's good things and that there's bad things and that there is both. And I just really appreciated that, because number one, I feel like when we came, we really set the intention that we're here to communicate in a positive, respectful way. So that reaffirms that what we're doing here is like right, but also on the other hand, like it reaffirms to me something that I deeply believe, which is that like, just like Earth and the human realm and the very like tethered groundedness that we have, it's good and evil. And to talk about the veil that way makes sense to me, like really smart, that like we're not like, it's not fixed into one, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's good and evil both exist in both places, and that's just like a really interesting thing to have encountered with this man. So I just thought I'd pop in and tell that story. We're just sitting outside relaxing before our tour. We have about 30 minutes left till the tour, so. Ooh. All right, Sophie, we just had our tour. We just had some dinner. We're clearly full and sleepy. What did you feel like? That's the TV. What did you feel like of the tour generally? Like, and then give it a rating, 1 to 10.
Okay. I liked the tour. I think that the tour guide, it was Bill, right?
Yeah, Bill.
Bill was like very informative, I feel like. And I really liked his vibe. Like, I feel like for something like this, having someone that was like, alrighty folks, like blah, 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 like he wasn't overly like animated or like
he was very like how you would want to be on a tour about making people believe either way, like about something scary. It's almost like you want somebody to act. He wasn't spooky, but he was matter of fact.
Yes, matter of fact.
Yeah,
that's like literally what I was gonna say. Weird.
And then when we talked to him, he told us that he doesn't really like, he hasn't seen anything, and that he or that he doesn't experience anything, but some of the stories that he told, they were corroborated by like people who he thinks like were of sound mind, is kind of how he stated
like
it.
They were all close like coworkers and stuff. Like people he actually knew. And
he had actually talked to, so he feels like the stories he's telling are true. Or not true, but just like unexplained in the sense that when he experiences things, or if he's ever, he comes up, he knows that there is an explanation for the things he's experienced, but these other things, they're weird. And the other thing that I noticed was like they were all apparitions. They were all like seeing something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like what I know of hauntings is like there can be so many things to be experienced. And he was like, oh, these people are seeing things. So people definitely see things on the ship. Did you see anything?
I did not.
I did not either.
But my rating would be like, I feel like I would rate it like a 7 out of 10. Like, it was good, and it wasn't like I was just it wasn't like I was like I hated it, but I was just like a little disappointed because from our full understanding of what our experience on the ship is going to be like is that it's pretty limited compared to like other videos and like explorations that we've seen other people get to have on the ship. Like, ours is very limited because they're doing a lot of renovations. Like the whole B floor where they say a lot of activity and like like interaction people get is like completely closed off. Like, you can walk to it, but like the hallways are closed off.
Yeah.
And like the isolation ward where we've seen other videos of people being able to go to, and then being even taken like on the haunted tour, like they were taken there.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get that.
We didn't get that experience that was typical of the ship pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is disappointing that there's like not full access to some of these spots. But what we decided to do, because we talked to the tour guide, was engage with the spirit called Jackie. She's a child spirit, but he says she's the most conscious spirit that exists on the ship, that she has been known to show up in locations that aren't her spot. Like, or
even off the ship, like she's the strongest spirit.
She's the strongest spirit. She's been seen off the ship. She's known to talk to people. And I just think that that's like, that would be the best one for an Estes method. So when I asked the tour guide, like what we should do, he recommended sitting by the pool if we're going to do the Estes method. The hope is that there's no interruptions, that Sophie doesn't get distracted, that there's no one around me to interrupt me, and that I can get the full experience. We're just going to do the best we can, because at this point, I think this is all we can do is like work with what we're, limited to working with. And, we definitely thought we were going to see more. It's kind of disappointing that we didn't get to see literally everything that we've seen in videos.
Mm-hmm. Also, there was a ton of people on the tour with us. There was like almost like 50 people. I don't know, my math is like super just exaggerated, but like it was quite a lot of people. There was several children, and it was just not as, I don't know, maybe intimate as I would have wanted a tour.
Yeah. Like, cause like I feel like if it were more intimate, if like there wasn't that many people on the tour, Bill would have let us do stuff.
Like what?
Like just record for a little bit while he sat back and like listened with us or something like that.
Yeah. Cause like in the moments when he's like explore, it's like that's when people were like freaking loud.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's like
the kids were banging on the piano and like people were talking really loud
and like I guess like when I think of like experiencing hauntings, like people can influence like what happens to you. If there's like a group of people, like I would be like scared as a spirit to come out to a group of people because there's so much of that energy like being influenced, like there's not an empty space for like me to come through as a spirit. So I'd be like, I'm leaving this group alone, so I would get that. So we're gonna do the cat ball experiment in the room, and then we're gonna do the Estes method by the pool that is closed off. So it's not like we're gonna be in the pool room like Ghost Adventures, but we are going to sit outside the door where you can see into the pool room. So we're on the M deck now.
Okay, yeah, so these are some of the bigger rooms. The Windsor suite, the queen, that's their family name, the Windsors, the last name. So this is where they stayed. This was like a big room.
So we just ran into some guys who we've seen all day, like kind of painting and doing some maintenance and stuff on the ship. And we asked them if they have seen anything or experienced. One of them said no. The other one said that they do believe strongly and that they've heard slamming doors that don't make sense. They've heard, what did he say?
The like people, like I think maybe like wishing like through the halls or
Oh,
like,
yeah,
even
apparitions.
things
Yeah, he said, okay, yeah, he said apparitions, that he's seen people. And it's curious because I asked him, I said, well, do you believe, like, well, do you believe in the things that you see, or do you know, are you more spiritual? I got the feeling that he definitely was. And then the other guy said, yeah, I do the Hail Mary, like every time that's a Hail Mary, right? What is it?
Yeah, the sign of the cross.
The sign of the cross, like every time he walks or in or like, and I say, yeah, I have my own way of doing that. But before we talked to him, I was experiencing like uneasiness, like seasickness. I literally felt like I was going like this. Sophie didn't feel that way. And I asked him and he said, oh yeah, like, what did he say right before I said that to him?
He said that the ship moves like 15 minutes.
Yeah, he says the ship does move, but I didn't prompt him to say that. So I'm curious. I don't know, I'm curious. And I told him what I experienced. He was like, oh. So I was like, do you think that would move a person? And he said, oh, I don't know. So this is definitely creepy vibes right as like the night starts getting started. I feel like you can pick up an energy in here. So now we're gonna do the walk to the isolation ward, which is at the back of the A deck, I guess. And we're gonna try to just
So how are you feeling?
I feel like, so you know what's weird is like literally in that moment when I told you I feel seasick, I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like the ship was swaying way more than 15 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like my stomach was like, and then it literally, like, you saw me, like I was trying to hold on to the railing. That is like, and I remember,
and
then
it
popped into my head. I was like, oh, the guy said the thing about the railing. And then I was like, oh, but if I don't catch myself, I might fall. And I got kind of creeped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as we kind of like started talking again, like that's when it went away. The overall impression that I'm getting though is that there's more activity the farther like into the night we're going.
Yeah.
Slender woman up there. Holy shit. Turn the corner and that fucker. What? She looks like a freaking alien.
I'm scared myself.
Well, so here's where the isolation ward is. This is it.
I don't even want to go in there, but I really have to pee, and I think it's just because I'm nervous. I'm feeling stuff in my body.
And then they put a mirror here. Super weird. Oh, there's the boy alien. But when you get closer, it's a dude in a top hat. Creepy vibes or no?
Creepy vibes.
Creepy vibes.
I'm feeling it in my chest.
In your chest?
Yeah. And like, I know you said that you were feeling hotter, but like, I feel really cold right now.
So we're on the pool deck, or not really, we're right above the pool deck, I guess I would say, but legend has it there's a conscious spirit here they call Jackie, little girl. And I'm gonna go under on the Estes method. Sophie is gonna help me, and we're right by the pool door. And I also found out that those lights are not actual water. It is a display that makes it look like water. So we are gonna set up right here in this corner, but this is the pool room. It's pretty empty. It's probably 10:30, 10:45 right now. That light display is not real. I mean, that water display is a display. The water's not real. It just makes it look creepy in there. It made me laugh a lot. Like whoever was like, it was almost like it almost felt, I'm not saying I saw this, but this is what it felt like. It felt like when we started, it was like there was really nothing, and then it was like almost as if it was building, and almost like what I can imagine could have happened is that like several people were joining in. It was almost like multiple people, like a group call, and it almost felt like they were all talking over each other, and they were all like trying to get a word in, and so it felt like several different people were like saying things. And there were like a couple of them that were like extra funny, like extra like thought we were silly for doing this, like right here. Yeah. Like laughing at us. Like, didn't you feel that? Like, what are these two idiots doing right here? Like messing with shit. Like, what are they doing? That's what it felt like.
Well, you laughed when you said occultist or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you didn't hear what I said, but I was like, so we're not. This is Sky. She's a paranormal investigator, and like, I'm like just here. I was like, I'm here for shits and giggles.
God, no, it felt like.
I was scared, and I think I think my brain is messing with me because I'm like know the vibe that we're in, so I was staring out there the entire time, and like I keep seeing stuff move, and I'm like there's not supposed to be people out there, but I keep seeing little things move, and I'm like, is it just a reflection? And then at one point I thought I saw something over here, and I thought like, okay, it's just my glasses, like it was just like a weird reflection.
I said to the left,
and then you said like at one point you were like, look at me, like look at my face to the right, and so I was scared to like turn this way because I was like scared of seeing something, but I heard creaking from over here. I don't know if it'll catch on here, but there was definitely creaking over here, and I thought people were gonna come down because I heard some like women's voices, but then they went away.
What's weird is I heard women's voices. I was under and I heard girls' voices.
I think there was people that were maybe gonna come down, but then after that I heard like whispers, but they were like soft, so I wasn't sure if there were people like on the floor or if that was just something. But like I heard like very faint whispers.
Weird.
I wonder if this is gonna catch the creaks. So there was like creaks over here.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I was really scared. And
this one's a hard one to do.
In the beginning, I was like, I don't think I could do this. I was gonna grab you. No, the moment you said soldier and then you said malicious, and I was like, I don't need this shit. I need to get out of here.
Well, but it's funny because like as soon as I said those things, I like in my head was like, I'm not letting this get out of control. Like I'm not. And okay, I'm not gonna lie. There is something weird here, and the reason I'm saying that is because I did omit some things. Like I omitted some things. I don't remember what was said, but it was like it would say something like up at this tone. And then like when I felt like those malicious voices coming through, it was like at a different tone, like a very different tone. But I only heard it a couple times. It wasn't like coming through very strongly. It came through, but it made me think of what that guy said earlier, which is like, you can't just like mess with shit and not expect like anything to come through. I mean, I guess like that's what I would look for. It's just, I omitted it because I was like, I'm not like sitting here engaging with it. I don't want to engage with this thing. I want to engage with what I want to engage with. So I did. And I feel like that changed it to a little bit of a lighter mood for me because I kept feeling this other spirit that's a little bit laughable, like that's a little bit silly.
Well, at the very end, you were like, little girl. You were like, there's a little spirit.
I heard her. I mean, I heard a little girl.
I think you said 7 years old.
She said, I heard 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and then I heard 7.
And then you kept saying B6. You said B6 somewhere at the beginning, and then like also at the end. You said B6.
Huh? How old was she? Is that Jackie? 6?
I don't know.
I don't remember what he said.
I don't remember. All right. Can we please go upstairs now?
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm scared. I'm gonna need you to hold me tonight.
I will hold you.
Okay.
Oh my god, watch Richard pop out of the corner.
I'm glad we met him though.
Yeah.
He's
Because we saw him several times
Yeah.
and we were like, what is going on? You know, for how many people are staying here, I'm surprised no one else is like walking around.
I know. Well, I mean, I told people I was the paranormal investigator. I'm probably the only one like who actually cares to like
Investigate.
Well, I just mean like, yeah, and like I guess you, because what am I trying to say? Like,
Why didn't you move ahead so I could get you in the shot too?
I feel like I'm not only a medium, not only a paranormal investigator, not only a journalist.
There's like orbs on you. And I know you say that could be like dust, but like they're like all over you.
Nah. Like what?
There was
this
like,
was the hallway. Wasn't this the hallway where I felt weird?
yeah, this
Holy
was.
fuck, I felt it again. Like right here. Wasn't this where I stopped?
Yeah, this was around where you stopped. I wasn't recording before. I kind of wish I was.
Yourself. 100. Weed.
Yeah, I feel like something strange here. Like right here. The thing is I can hear there's people in the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hear a TV.
In there. Definitely in there. You could hear it.
Is there a spirit near us that would like to communicate? A spirit that would like to talk to us?
I see it like on you. Like I see orbs on you. On your pants.
My pants.
On your pants, yeah.
I'll look in the video again. So I'm just now leaving my room this morning, and I slept literally fine. Like nothing happened. I want some coffee, so I'm gonna go get some. But last night was fine. Sophie, I think I scared the crap out of her doing all this stuff, so I'm letting her sleep in. And she's like, yeah, you could go. So I am headed to get some coffee. And yeah. So I decided this morning to come back down to the pool room. And I'm just gonna read some tarot cards right where we did the Estes method last night. And see if we get any answers that clarify literally anything that we've done or anything. It's actually feeling like weirdly creepier in here in the morning when you know everyone's like still sleeping and you know like ultimately like no one's gonna walk in on you and you're gonna be alone. And I'm not with Sophie for the first time. She said I could leave her, so it's a little creepy. We're gonna read some tarot. And if there are any spirits around, there's some stones. Let's place that down for some extra energy. If there is anyone, Jackie, or actually, you know what, maybe I just want to talk to Jackie. Jackie can, or I guess anyone. Clear that out and hold any energy and just align it with the fact that we want to talk to a spirit. Get some clarity here. My shuffle is not very well this morning. Okay. Let's see here. The 10 of Cups fell right on the floor. 10 of Cups is about like blessings. 10 of Cups is about happy families, good times, celebration of well-being with your family. At the end, like towards the end of like an emotional or like a maybe just like it makes me think of like generations. Like I keep thinking generations when I pull that card, and like the blessings that people are given over time, and then you know like trauma even too. But this one's about happiness and about that, so happy families. Is there the spirit of a happy family, happy kid in a family? Maybe the residual energy of a happy spirit? What can you tell us? Weird. It's so hard because death, you know, is like something is dying, so you grieve it, but you know there's like a new there's like a new beginning, new transformation happening in your life. And so it's weird because I don't get that energy from this card. What I actually more get is like the literal, there are dead people here, but like not in a weird way, just like in a powerful way. And you know what's really weird is like on the tour, he says that like right underneath where literally I'm standing, there's a ceiling of quartz that used to be a vortex along with the water. And I just feel like that is what it's about. It's like about a conduit of death. Okay, what else? Is there any other messages from Spirit that would like to come through? Queen of Coins. Well, Queen of Coins. Sounds like the Queen Mary. It's interesting because like I don't know anything about the Queen Mary, like the actual Queen Mary herself, the Queen Mother, but they call her the Queen Mother. And in this one, you can see she's like with a little girl. There's power here. And this is like, the way I'm like seeing it is like it's a scale of like the experiences here. Like, what are you experiencing? Were you a happy traveling family, or were you a soldier? And here I'm getting like the happy families coming through. So let's see what else we get. I know I've been addressing like the powers of like good and evil and like how that's, I don't know, just like what I believe about that. And like, I'm curious like what that is about. Five of Coins. This reminds me of like the way that people are talking about what do they call it? Cabin crew versus first class, and how on the ship they tried really hard to like make everybody equal. Cabin class has the more like left out, struggling, worked harder type of thing. And maybe like, yeah, like it wasn't always happy families because there were people working on the ship and there were people doing a job, and that job was dangerous sometimes. Bye, Queen Mary.
I thought you were gonna like ballroom dance.